Hello, Bucks. How's it going? I'm going to talk to you about the Electoral College because I said it would. And we do some of this, part of this as a class. But I'm really going to do this as a screencast because it's easier. Some of you need the information, some of you don't need the information. So you can decide and watch the video if you want to. Um, so I'm just going to read real quick from this that's in your packet. It says the president is elected every 4 years. Every 4 years, we have a presidential election. But the framers of the Constitution set up a complex system for electing the president. When Americans vote for president, they do not directly vote for their candidate of choice. Now, you would think that what happens with the presidential election is everyone that goes out and votes, their votes go in, and all those votes get tallied up, and they mark what candidate got what vote. So, like in the last election, they would just tally up everyone that voted for Clinton, and they would tally up everyone that voted for Trump, and then they would compare those two. And that is not how they do it. Are you surprised? What they do is they've got a system called the Electoral College. I'm going to keep reading. Rather, they vote for a group of electors who are pledged to vote for the same candidate that the majority of people from each state choose. So what do we vote for? We vote for electors, and those electors agree to take all the electoral votes for a state. So let's back up here. Electors. Can you see that? Electors. In Illinois has 20 electors. Texas has 38 electors. Florida has number 29. Okay. So each of these electors, they're real people. Okay. These electors, they say, whoever most of the people in my state vote for, we will take all of our electoral votes. In this case, it's for Illinois, it's 20. And we'll take those and we'll give those electoral votes to whoever got the most votes in Illinois. So let's take Illinois, the last election. Let's say Clinton got 53% of the votes for president, and Trump got 47. Who got the most votes? These are percents. Who got the most votes? Clinton did, of course. So Clinton won Illinois. That does not mean Clinton gets 53% of the electoral votes, because in Illinois, and like most of the states, Illinois is a winner-take-all system. So if Clinton won most of the votes that people put out there in Illinois, Clinton won most of them, which is 53%. It's over half. That means Clinton got all 20 of the electoral votes for Illinois. Okay? They don't divvy them up. There's only a couple states that actually split up some of these electoral votes. Now, could these electors say, no, we're not going to actually, the agreement is these electors will put all of these votes in for Clinton. That's what they agree to do. They promised to do that. Could they do otherwise if they wanted to? Yes, they could, but they never, hardly ever do. Okay, so there's a big election that happens, and about 2 weeks later, the electors get together and they put their votes towards whoever won their state. In this case, in Illinois, it went to the 20 electoral votes went to Clinton. In Texas, I believe those went to Trump. I think in Florida, all 29 went to Trump as well, based on how their vote turned out. Okay, so remember, it's a winner take all. So you want to win if you're a presidential candidate. You want to win those states where there are a lot of electoral votes. What's more important, winning Florida, which has 29, or winning, let's say, Rhode Island, which has 4? Are you going to spend a lot of time campaigning in Rhode Island? Probably not. Furthermore, Illinois almost always votes Democrat. So if you're a Republican, are you going to spend a lot of time trying to get those votes? Even though it's 20 electoral votes, are you going to spend a lot of time in Illinois when you know that you're probably not going to win Illinois anyway? No, Trump did not spend a lot of time in Illinois campaigning because he knew it would be a waste of time, right? But places like Florida, where a lot of times the votes can go either way. Sometimes they vote Democrat, sometimes they vote Republican. In places like Ohio, where that's 18 electoral votes, and they can go either way, Republican or Democrat. So you know that those candidates, Clinton and Trump, they spent a lot of time in places like Ohio, in places like Michigan. Okay, so that's how the election goes. It's not like my vote went directly to a candidate. It went towards trying to win Illinois. And if more people in Illinois voted for Clinton or Trump, in this case it was Clinton, then those votes went, all of Illinois' electoral votes went to Clinton in this case. Okay, so your next question is, well, how the heck do they decide how many electoral votes a state gets? And if you ask yourself that question, it's a good question. Okay, Illinois has, here's the formula for it. Okay, how do they determine this? At the top of your reading, it says here, the number of votes, the number of electoral votes for each state is equal to its number of senators and representatives added together. So, electoral votes, we're going to call that E. So E is electoral votes. S equals senators. R equals representatives. This is in Congress, right? Senators in Congress and representatives in Congress. Every state gets 2 senators, and every state gets a certain number of representatives based on population, right? You should know that from the previous objective. Okay, so that's what these letters mean. These are variables, right? So E equals the number of senators plus representatives. And my phone is making noises. It's in my back pocket. Okay. So electoral votes. In this case, how many does Illinois have again? That's right, 20. So 20 equals, how many senators does Illinois have, just like every other state? How many? Louder, I have hard of hearing. Okay, that's 2. So plus, how do you figure that equation? How many representatives does Illinois have? Well, we know that 20 equals 2 plus something. 2 plus what equals 20? Well, we know that number is 18. Okay? So Illinois has 18 representatives. Okay? Now, you should know from objective 3, I believe it is, that 1 representative equals 500,000 people. Okay? 1 representative equals 500,000 people. So if Illinois has 18 representatives, could you figure out how many people live in Illinois? Sure, you take the number of representatives times 500,000. Okay, so if Illinois has 18 representatives, you take 18 times 500,000, and you're going to get 9 million. Sorry if you can't see that. 9 million people. Okay? I'm going to talk more about this on the next one, okay? I'm just going to let this run out so you can just watch me ponder some things.